Taylor Swift was announced as the global ambassador for Record Store Day 2022. What's Record Store Day? What's a global ambassador? What are Swifties looking forward to on April 23rd? I got you covered. Founded in 2008, Record Store Day is a global celebration of vinyl. It takes place on one Saturday every April, and there's about 1,400 independent local record stores across the world that participate. Labels and artists will release albums that are only available on that day in those stores that you have to buy in person. Oftentimes there's albums that have never been available on vinyl, are extremely hard to get, limited edition colors, picture discs, stuff that makes these albums special or stuff that makes people want to go to the store and get them. People will often line up for hours, sometimes overnight, to have the opportunity to purchase them. Stores often have sales, there's parties, sometimes live bands, sometimes some pretty big artists will even do signings at these events. It's the one day of the year where the little guys get to compete against the big box retailers and really bring in a lot of sales and a lot of new customers just to have the opportunity to celebrate all things record stores and vinyl and have the opportunity to buy some really cool stuff. There's even now a Black Friday version. So how does Taylor fit into all this? Well, she's actually no stranger to Record Store Day herself. In 2018, they released limited edition versions of her self-titled, Fearless, and 1989. Friday that year, they released limited edition versions of Speak Now and Red. Due to Taylor's popularity, how few of these records were made, and the growth of vinyl in general, these pressings are all now worth hundreds of dollars. In 2021, Taylor also released a single with Haim for Record Store Day. So what is an ambassador? So actually in 2009, Jesse Hughes from the band Eagles of Death Metal was at the second Record Store Day. He loved the energy, he loved the vibe, and as a huge supporter of record stores himself, which I can confirm, I actually ran into him once at a record store, he decided to call himself a Record Store Day ambassador, and the title stuck, and Record Store Day loved it so much that since then they have named a new ambassador every single year. The title is handed out to someone who embodies the spirit of local record stores or who has done something significant to push vinyl forward as a medium. Past ambassadors have been Jack White, St. Vincent, Metallica, Dave Grohl. These were technically US ambassadors. So for example, in 2021, Fred Armisen was the ambassador for the US, Canada had Triumph, and the UK had Liam Gallagher. This means that Taylor Swift will be the first global ambassador and should theoretically be the only ambassador for the entire world. For the past few Record Store Days, there's been a shift to include a lot more pop releases. Billie Eilish had her exclusive live at Third Man Records. There was the Ariana Grande, K-Bye For Now, and Lana Del Rey's had many exclusive records available at Record Store Day. In 2021, Taylor Swift sold more records than any other human being on earth between releases like Folklore and Evermore and the Taylor's versions of Fearless and Red. She was everywhere. She brought a lot of money in for local record stores and got a lot of new people into the hobby herself. During the pandemic, Taylor even went as far as distributing signed CDs to local record stores that her fans could find, encouraging business to go to those stores. She also financially supported a Nashville store, Grimey's, throughout the pandemic when a lot of these stores were facing some uncertainty, making her really the first perfect global ambassador for Record Store Day. This title isn't just symbolic. The ambassadors every year also get an exclusive release that goes along with the title. I have no crystal ball, I am no Taylor Swift expert, but I've been to many Record Store Days, I own dozens of Record Store Day releases, and to be honest, in the past, the ambassador releases have been a bit of a mixed bag. There's been exclusive singles, 10-year anniversaries of iconic albums, a lot of live albums as well. In recent years, Pearl Jam put out Live on Easy Street, a live acoustic album. Brandi Carlile put out a 12-inch single with 2 Soundgarden covers, and Run the Jewels put out this metal box gift set thing. It can really be anything, but obviously none of these artists are at the same stature as a Taylor Swift. Swifties have already been trying to dissect what this image means. Some have pointed to the 13 purple stars as some indication of what the release might be. Just for your information, the full list of releases is usually announced about 2 months in advance, so expect by late February to know for sure what is going to be coming out, but oftentimes some of the releases are leaked. Sometimes individual artists or labels will put out some information on their own, so you may have to wait a while to find out exactly what it is. I'm not a betting man, but if I had to say what I think it might be, I could see it definitely being maybe a first release of Speak Now, Taylor's version. They do these things called record Record Store Day first releases, where this will be the first opportunity people have to buy it. There's oftentimes special editions, special colors, and then 1 month, 3 months, 6 months down the road, there will be a wider distribution to big box and other retailers as well, giving fans a reason to want to line up and try to be the first ones to get it. Could also be an exclusive pressing or exclusive color that's only available that day. As we've seen with Folklore and Evermore, Taylor's more than willing to put out a lot of different versions of a record, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was what it ended up being. Based on some of the other Ambassador releases over the year, definitely would not be surprised if it's a live record of some kind, if it's a new single or something that is brand new that day. Only time will tell what the release is, and I'm really hoping that it's something exciting that gets Taylor Swift fans really fired up and motivates them to want to stand in line. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a lot of new people at Record Store Day this year, and a lot of new people getting into vinyl and wanting to experience the magic that is Record Store Day, because it is such an incredible experience and it's such an awesome community, such a great time for all of us to come together. So thanks for watching.